Collard Valley Cooks. We're about to put a delicious banana pudding in the oven. Yes, it's homemade just like Mama's. There ain't nothing better than warm banana pudding right out of the oven. Woo, it's so good. All right, I always start out with sugar and flour and I whisk it together well. So we're gonna have a 1/2 cup of sugar and a 1/3 cup of flour. And I use self-rising, but you can use plain. And you can mix this up really well. So I do that first. Then I add my egg yellows. And today I used 4 eggs. There's 4 egg yellows. And we're gonna use 2 1/4 cups of milk. And you're just gonna mix that up well with a good whisk so that you get that egg beat in there good. Make sure you go around the edges really well of your batter bowl. I prefer to use this glass batter bowl when I'm making pudding in the microwave because it will rise when it starts to boil, and that way it will not spill over in the microwave. You can even double the recipe and make it in the microwave. Okay. Now once this is done, I'm gonna add just a dash of salt to it. And once it's done, we'll add a little vanilla and butter to it, okay? That's all there is to making homemade pudding. It's so simple, and a lot of people, and if you want chocolate, you just put the cocoa in there with your dry ingredients. So easy, y'all. So you're gonna put this in the microwave for 3 minutes. Now to make your meringue, you're gonna take the whites of your eggs. There was 4 eggs. So you're gonna put those in your mixer and you're gonna turn them on until they get frothy. And then you're gonna add your sugar gradually and your cream of tartar, but wait till your eggs get a little bit frothy. And it's gonna take about 3 minutes to beat these up pretty. All right, after 3 minutes, you're gonna take your pudding out of the microwave and you're gonna really stir it up good. Make sure none of that flour has settled down to the bottom of the bowl. Go around the edges really good, and then you're gonna put it back in there for 3 more minutes. And by then it should be thick. My microwave is 1100 watts. If you do not have the same wattage, you may have to cook it less or more. Just keep an eye on it, but it needs to be thick, okay? Ready. Our pudding's not quite thick enough, so we're gonna have to put it in there a little bit longer, so just whisk it really good after that second cook. And remember that it's gotta be thick. It's not gonna thicken once it's out. It's not instant pudding, okay? You gotta cook it until it's thick. So we're gonna put this in there, and while it's finishing up, we'll cut up some bananas. So once your pudding is pretty thick, now you don't want it real thick. You want it about like you see it here, because if you get it too thick, your banana pudding is going to taste dry because the cookies are going to soak up some of it, okay? So don't make it too thick, all right? All right, once that pudding comes out of the microwave, you're going to add a little vanilla to it and about a 1/4 stick of butter, which is about an 1/8 cup. And you're gonna mix it in good. It just makes it even better. And it also makes it glossy looking. That butter makes it real pretty and glossy. And that's what makes lemon curd so pretty and glossy, is adding the butter at the end. You can make lemon curd in the microwave too. I have a recipe in our recipe book for lemon curd. It's really good. And the microwave as well. All right, so we're gonna put about half our pudding in the bottom of this dish, and this is about a 2.5 quart dish. About the equivalent to the size of the old round Pyrex casseroles. And now we're gonna put in cookies. So these are vanilla wafers, and these are the Nabisco brand, which is what Mama always used. But of course you can make a shortcut. Of course you can save some money and buy the store brand. And now we're gonna use bananas. Now your bananas need to be good and ripe. Now not too ripe, you don't want them smushy ripe, but right about the time this starts to turn real light green is about the perfect time for a banana pudding. These bananas are absolutely perfect, and they're really big. So I'm not sure how many I'll use. It's up to you how many bananas you want to put in it. I prefer them cut very thin, like that. I just think it tastes better. And so you're just going to want to cover this good with bananas. And I don't make a bunch of layers. I make one main layer in the middle, and then I just put the pudding on the top, the meringue, and bake it. This is one of Chris's favorite things for dessert. He loves a banana pudding. Most people do. And you know what? This is an easy way to make a homemade one, just like Mama made in the microwave. It sure is easy, and it's delicious. And I only like banana pudding the day it's made. I don't like it left over. But a lot of people do. And now we're going to get the rest of our pudding in here. Spread it over everything, just like so. Yummy yum. Let's add just a few more vanilla wafers because they're really good. It's my favorite part. And then we're going to put the meringue on top of this. Try not to get your vanilla wafers too close to the edge because you need to seal your meringue off. It is very humid today, and my meringue did not set up as good as it normally does. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you that it's not what I did to it, because we did it twice, didn't we, Chris?
Yep.
And both times we made it, this is how it turned out, which it never looks like, you know, this soft and wet looking. And I think it's because it's raining outside. Meringue is kind of like candy, so it will still be delicious, but it's just not real. It don't have a lot of volume to it. And these were cage-free eggs, so they may have a little less white in them too. So we're just going to make this pretty like Mama used to. Put some curls on it, put some cookies around the edge, and get it in the oven. Now you're gonna want this meringue to cook a good 20 minutes. So put it in the oven and let it cook at least 20 minutes at 350. And we're going to line the outside of the dish with cookies. If you want a light meringue, you can bake it at 325. If you want a darker meringue, you can bake it at 350. I may actually turn this one down a little bit today. So it'll be real pretty. So you do want to save enough cookies that you can put cookies around the edge because it's pretty. And then I usually take a couple of cookies. You can grab some broken ones if you want to. And I just smash them and let the cookie crumbs decorate the top of the pudding. So I think it's pretty. All right, let's get it in the oven. Yummy yum. Make sure you set a timer. You don't want to overdo it. Our beautiful pudding is ready. Yummy yum. So we'll dig into it in a few minutes. It's time to eat some banana pudding. Boy, am I glad I bought those bananas. All right, let's scoop into this. Get it on our plate. Me and Chris have a good dessert today. So you can tell how that pudding thickens up a little bit. You remember how thin it was when we put it in the casserole dish, and now it's nice and set up good. It sets up a little bit, so that's why I want you to leave it thin. All right, I'm gonna get us a bite with that beautiful meringue and cookie. That's a big bite, Tammy. Mmm. Boy, there ain't nothing better than good old banana pudding. And I love it warm right out of the oven. Boy, you need to make you some of this in your microwave. You'll be so surprised and shocked at how delicious it is. Y'all have a wonderful day, and we thank you so much for watching Collard Valley Cooks, where we cook like our mamas did. And yes, my mama did use a microwave for her pudding. See you next time. Love ya.
Cooking time, it's over now. Tammy, she just showed you how to cook it up like Mama used to do.